Hello students, today in this video we are going to read the first poem from your textbook, and it is A Tiger in the Zoo by Leslie Norris. Before starting the poem, let's know about the poet. The full name of Leslie Norris was George Leslie Norris. He was a prize-winning Welsh poet. He published his first poem in 1938 at the age of 17. His famous works are Finding Gold, The Loud Winner, etc. His collection of stories is Collected Stories, and the collection of poems is Collected Poems, which have won many prizes. Okay students, now let's see the theme of the poem. In this poem, the poet Leslie Norris contrasts a tiger in the zoo with the tiger in its natural habitat. The poet explains the agony and helplessness of a caged tiger that lives in the zoo. Now students, let's start the poem. First stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet white in his quiet race. So in this poem, the word he refers to the tiger. In the first stanza, the poet Leslie Norris describes the tiger which is caged in the zoo. Here the poet says that the tiger that is caged in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright-colored skin. He says that the tiger can take only a few steps because the cage is very small. He has very soft feet like velvet, because of which there is no sound of his footsteps. The tiger is angry but tries to control his anger by walking quietly in around the cage. He is angry because he is not free. Now students, let's move on to the second stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. In the second stanza, the poet says that if this tiger was free, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies so that he could easily catch a deer. Here the poet wants to mean that the real life of a tiger is to live in jungle where he could catch his prey freely. So in this stanza, the poet describes a tiger which is in its natural habitat. Third stanza. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. In this stanza, the poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses located near the forest. The tiger would then terrorize people with his sharp teeth and claws. This would create fear among the people living in the villages. So here also the poet describes the tiger which is in its natural habitat. Now students, move on to the fourth stanza. But he is locked in a concrete cell. He is trapped behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. In this stanza, the poet turns into the reality of the tiger. Here he describes the tiger which is in the zoo. The poet says that the tiger, in spite of having all his strength, lies imprisoned behind the bars. The tiger pays no attention to the visitors who come to see him. Instead of this, the tiger moves around in the cage slowly and silently. Now let's see the last stanza of the poem. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Here also the poet describes the tiger which is in the zoo. In this stanza, the poet describes about the daily routine of the tiger in the cage. The poet says that the tiger stays awake at night hearing the voice of the patrolling cars. All night he remains disturbed due to the noisy sound of the patrolling cars. He keeps staring at the brilliant stars with his brilliant eyes. Okay, students, I have given the explanation in English, and now I will be explaining the poem in Assamese also. So, এই কবিতাটোত কবিয়ে চিৰিয়াখানাৰ এটা বাঘক প্ৰাকৃতিক বাসস্থানত অৰ্থাৎ হাবিত থকা এটা বাঘৰ লগত তুলনা কৰিছে। প্ৰথম ষ্টাঞ্জাটোত কবিয়ে চিৰিয়াখানাত আবদ্ধ বাঘ এটাৰ এখন ছবি দাঙি ধৰিছে আৰু কৈছে যে গাঢ় ৰঙৰ আঁচ থকা বাঘটোৱে নিজৰ পিঞ্জৰাটোৰ ভিতৰতে ইফাল সিফাল কৰি ফুৰিছে। তাৰ ভৰিৰ খোজৰ শব্দ কোনেও শুনা নাই, কাৰণ তাৰ ভৰিৰ তলুৱা মখমলৰ দৰে কোমল। সি খঙত আছে যদিও নিজৰ খং নিয়ন্ত্ৰণ কৰি সৰু পিঞ্জৰাটোৰ ভিতৰতে ঘূৰি ফুৰিছে। ইয়াত কবিয়ে বাঘৰ ভৰিকেইখনক ভেলভেট অৰ্থাৎ মখমলৰ কাপোৰৰ লগত তুলনা কৰিছে। দ্বিতীয় ষ্টাঞ্জাটোত কবিয়ে প্ৰাকৃতিক বাসস্থানত থকা বাঘটোৰ বিষয়ে বৰ্ণনা কৰিছে। তেওঁ কৈছে যদি বাঘটো মুক্ত হৈ থাকিলেহেঁতেন সি হয়তো কোনোবা জলাশয়ৰ কাষত যাৰ কাষেদি নুদুকা হৰিণা পাৰ হৈ যায় সি দীঘল ঘাঁহৰ আঁৰত লুকাই চিকাৰৰ অপেক্ষা কৰি থাকিলেহেঁতেন, অৰ্থাৎ সি তাৰ জীৱনটো মুক্ত মনেৰে কটাব পাৰিলেহেঁতেন। তৃতীয় ষ্টাঞ্জাটোত কবিয়ে কৈছে যে বাঘটো মুকলি হৈ থকা হ'লে সি হাবিৰ কাষত থকা ঘৰবোৰৰ আশে পাশে গুজৰি গুমৰি থাকিলেহেঁতেন। সি তাৰ চোকা দাঁত আৰু নখ দেখুৱাই গাঁৱৰ মানুহক ভয় খুৱালেহেঁতেন। চতুৰ্থ ষ্টাঞ্জাটোত কবিয়ে পুনৰ চিৰিয়াখানাত থকা বাঘটোৰ কথা কৈছে। তেওঁ কৈছে বাঘটো এটা কংক্ৰিটৰ পিঞ্জৰাত আবদ্ধ হৈ আছে। তাৰ সকলো শক্তি সেই পিঞ্জৰাটোতে আবদ্ধ, যাৰ বাবে সি তাৰ শক্তিখিনি থকাৰ পাছতো একো কৰিব পৰা নাই। বাঘটোৱে চিৰিয়াখানালৈ অহা মানুহবোৰক আওকাণ কৰি আছে। সি মানুহলৈ মন নিদি তাৰ পিঞ্জৰাটোতে মনে মনে ঘূৰি ফুৰিছে। শেষৰ ষ্টাঞ্জাটোত কবিয়ে পুনৰ চিৰিয়াখানাৰ বাঘটোৰ বিষয়ে কৈছে। বাঘটোৱে কেনেদৰে তাৰ জীৱনটো পাৰ কৰিছে সেই পিঞ্জৰাটোৰ ভিতৰত সেয়া ইয়াত কোৱা হৈছে। বাঘটোৱে ৰাতি পহৰা দি থকা গাড়ীৰ শব্দ শুনা পাইছে। সি গোটেই ৰাতি সেই শব্দবোৰ শুনি হাৰে থাকি কটাইছে। তাৰ লগতে সি ৰাতিৰ আকাশত তীৰ বিৰাই থকা তৰাবোৰক তাৰ সেই তীৰ বিৰাই থকা চকু দুটাৰে একেথিৰে চাই আছে। So students, here we complete the poem. I hope all of you understand the poem. Now, can you guess what message does the poet gives us through the poem? The poet conveys an important message that the wild animals should be in their natural habitat, otherwise they will be unhappy. Here, the poet also shows the importance of freedom of every living being. কবিতাটোত কবিয়ে এইটো বাৰ্তা অৰ্থাৎ মেছেজ দিছে যে বন্যপ্ৰাণীবোৰক সদায় নিজৰ প্ৰাকৃতিক বাসস্থানত থাকিবলৈ দিব লাগে, নহ'লে সিহঁতৰ স্বাধীনতাখিনি নাইকিয়া হৈ যায়। ইয়াত কবিয়ে কৈছে যে সকলো জীৱিত প্ৰাণীৰে জীৱনত স্বাধীনতা বহুত গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ। Okay students, I have explained the poem and here I have given the meanings of some words too. So that's for today. All of you take care of your health. Thank you.